Man, LDBC. Well, let me go ahead and go in on this. So, Gwen has been receiving a conclave of death threats. Okay, this woman been receiving death threat after death threat after death threat. Okay, and it's getting to the point where, she's like really starting to speak out more. And I like Gwen Berry. Gwen Berry is a soldier. Like, the more death threats that she get, the more that she speak out. Like, she can't be silenced. And, I salute Gwen Berry for that. I salute Gwen Berry for just having a backbone to go through with that, because I received death threats before. And I'm going to tell you, I've even had a person come here, and it didn't turn out too well for that person that came. Okay, it didn't turn out too well for them at all. In fact, I guarantee you that they'll never be, stalking or harassing anybody else again. Gwen Berry she's been stalked 24/7 since she turned her back on the flag, or, she didn't acknowledge the national anthem. She's been stalked 24/7. Here's the thing, okay? So what did Gwen Berry really do? All she did was she exercised her right to protest, because that's supposed to be a patriotic and an American thing, a peaceful protest, right? That's American. But the fact that she turned her back on the flag, and Gwen Berry has her reasons for not wanting to acknowledge the national anthem. Okay, like it's her reason. She don't have to acknowledge the national anthem. I mean, it don't make her unpatriotic because she don't acknowledge the national anthem. It don't make her unpatriotic at all. Gwen Berry figured out what the national anthem said, and she didn't like what was said in it. So she made a decision to not acknowledge the national anthem. That's a peaceful protest. Gwen Berry didn't stab anybody. She didn't shoot anybody. She didn't punch anybody. She didn't kick anybody. She didn't spit on anybody. She peacefully, quietly protested. And this got everybody in an uproar. This got people really, really triggered. And I don't even think the people upset. They not upset, man, that Gwen turned her back on the national anthem. They upset because Gwen Berry spoke up about the injustice that's happening. Okay, and that she can't acknowledge an anthem that, the anthem and the flag is supposed to stand for equality for all. And Gwen Berry at this time feels like that, hey, in this country, it's not equal for all. Okay, equality is not universal in this country. It's crazy. Every other culture can get some kind of bill passed towards, so they can't receive hate. Hate crime bill. When black people even talk about, hey, listen, I'm tired of being discriminated against. I'm tired of all the racial hate that we keep getting. I get tired of getting called the N-word. I get tired of getting called a monkey. Yeah, you know what people say? Man, it's just a word. Why you give that word so much power? It's just a word. It's just a word. Or, man, stop being a victim. Don't be a victim, man. You got victim mentality, man. Come on, man, you got to move on. You got to move on. You got to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, man. You got to be tougher than that, man. You can't just let, racism is here. Yeah, it's here, but you can't let that just control your life. Man, that's all you guys talk about is race. Like, are you serious? But then we can have hate crime bills for all the other cultures. I'm trying to understand, where am I missing this at? Where am I missing this at? Like, I thought that in this country, hate for any race is bad. This is what I thought. I thought that we as Americans, we're not supposed to hate anybody, okay, because of their race and culture. But why people don't want to acknowledge the hate that black people get? See, I don't get it. Everybody else can be acknowledged, but black folks, we just can't be acknowledged. And guys, no. And guys, when I tell y'all, I've had so much racial stuff, injustice happen. Seriously. Guys, in America, in this particular country, and it's all over, but in this country, it is tough some days if you're a black person. And it's not having victim mentality. We're just talking about the problem. We're actually talking about what the problem is. And the problem exists. See, racism is a disease, man. And it's a mental disease. Seriously, if you racist against another person, that's a mental disease. Okay, and it's very bad. See, I laugh when people say, these group of people need to take sensitivity training. Okay, let me ask you a question. Let's make this a non-race question right here, okay? Let's just say if you personally don't like somebody. Let's just say if you don't like them, you don't care for them at all, whatever, you don't like them. Are you going to be sensitive to them if something happened? Like, are you going to take a course so you can like that person better? Because if somebody told you how great this person was that you can't stand, are you still going to actually be sensitive toward this person's, plight or anything going on with them? Like, are you going to be sensitive towards them? Or are you going to be like, I don't care about them. I don't care about them. I don't care what they're going through. So what? I can't stand them. Why do I got to sit here and listen to this? I don't care. Guys, that's in the mind of a racist. They sensitive. They're not going to be sensitive to us. They're not going to be sensitive because they racist. I don't know why people don't understand this. I don't know why people don't get it. That's why Gwen Berry protesting. It's like, you know what? She said she's not anti-American. She said she's pro-black. It's a difference. She said that, America can do better. Our country can do a lot better. It can do better. And our people don't have to be discriminated against. And then people will say, well, Gwen Berry, she worked for about $4 million, so she can't be too oppressed. Just because you're worth a lot of money, and just because you have money, and just because you're doing what you got to do, that don't mean that, that you like the suffering of everybody else that look like you. Like, are you serious? So what if she got some money? It don't matter. She don't want to see her people suffering. Like, why? And in her mind, that's what's going on. And I'm sorry, it is. It's a lot of discrimination. And folks, I don't care. You stop being a victim. It ain't victim. It's telling you this is the problem. This is the problem. Like, it killed me, man. Like, black people just kind of want to be left alone sometimes. We want to be able to shop without somebody harassing us. We want to be able to water our grass without somebody harassing us. We want to be able to park how many ever cars we want in our own parking lot, in our own yard, without somebody harassing us. We want to build an add-on to our house without somebody questioning why are we doing that. We want to just go to the mall without being harassed. We want to go to any part of town that we want to go to without being harassed and saying, hey, why are you over here? Is that too much to ask? Just leave us the hell alone. When we doing normal day-to-day stuff, leave us alone. Amazing. I even told y'all the story, man. 2 of the kids I coached, they Caucasian kids. They good kids. Do you know a lady came over and tried to ask these kids, do they know me? Ask the kids why they with me. And they looked at her and I told them, don't answer nothing. It ain't none of your business. And I said, take your goofy ass on somewhere. It ain't none of your business why I'm with these kids. Call the police over there. And man, I looked at her, man, I cussed out. I said, well, I ain't gonna tell you what I said. Police came over there. And the police, they came over and they recognized what was going on. It was a training session. The cops had no problem. Look, man, this is the kind of stuff that Gwen Berry protesting about. This is the kind of stuff that we're tired of this stuff. This is what we tired of. And people will say something like stupid, like, well, if you don't like it, man, you can leave. Well, how about this? How about if you leave? I mean, my ancestors, they helped build this country. So if you can be here, I can be here. And I can want a place where I live at to actually be, like not discriminate against me because of the way I look. It's like we the only group of people that we can't just sit back and just say, you know what, we tired of this. No, every other group and culture and nationality, they can actually express their view of racism and hatred. They can express that and get sympathy. But I realize black people can't get sympathy. It's crazy, man. It's crazy how much we hate it. But I tell you what, Gwen Berry did her constitutional right. And it's crazy, too, how these same people dogging Gwen Berry, they won't say anything about the protests. Y'all get it, the Capitol riots, that they tried to overthrow the government? Like they legit tried to overthrow the government. They tried to overthrow the government. They rushed into Capitol Hill. They had a noose for Nancy Pelosi. They was looking for Mike Pence. They was trying to find Mike Pence. They was looking for him. They had a noose for Nancy Pelosi. There was nothing wrong with that? Nothing. Nope. But then when you tell them, hey, you know what? I didn't see a lot of people who look like me charging in the Capitol Hill. I didn't see that. Oh, well, Antifa let those people in. Antifa? Antifa let them in? Like, come on, man. Come on. And you got very few conservatives, man, that actually, that spoke out on this. You got one. That's one guy that got with the patch on his eye. He was the one that said that Gwen Berry deserved to, what was his name? What was that guy name? I forgot his name, man. The guy with the patch on his eye. But, he was saying that Gwen Berry deserved to be out the team. But I will say this. He did turn around, though, and he spoke out against the Capitol riots, and he made a lot of people mad. And I'm talking about the video that he spoke out on, he had 5,000 dislikes and 600 likes. Those people was angry and called him a traitor. They called him a traitor. The guy said, man, what happened at Capitol Hill is disgusting. He said it was unpatriotic. He said that. And people called this man a sellout. They call him a traitor. They call him a traitor. But a lot of conservatives, man, they ain't got nothing to say about that Capitol Hill riot. They ain't got nothing to say. They got nothing to say. Nothing. Not one single solitary iota. They ain't got a damn thing to say. They got nothing. They ain't got nothing to say. And this is what kills me. But Gwen Berry peacefully protests, right? She peacefully come out and protest, which is in her constitutional right. She ain't touched nobody. She ain't hit nobody. She ain't harmed nobody. She just protested that she don't like the anthem. She don't like what the flag represents because she feels like the flag doesn't represent the core value that this country is supposed to have been built on. Okay? There it is. That's why she protested. Okay? Then you got people in her comment section. And it's crazy, man. Instagram don't like it either. Because I tell you, man, you go to Gwen Berry, go to any photograph on Gwen Berry's Instagram, and you'll see all the racist comments, man. It's so many on there. It's so many racist comments on there that I picked 3. And I just said, hey, you know what? I reported 3 comments on Instagram on Gwen's page. Do you know Instagram got back to me 24 hours later saying that there was no violation of the Instagram code of conduct. There was no violation. Somebody called Gwen Berry a man, a monkey looking ass man. I reported that comment. Instagram didn't have a problem with it. Somebody called Gwen Berry the full-blown N-word. Reported that comment. Instagram said it wasn't no problem. Guys, I'm telling y'all, I think I'm going to do a live video and I'm going to do that and I'm going to show y'all what's up. But Instagram said there was no problem with that. They said there was no problem whatsoever. Okay, somebody called Gwen Berry an 8, said she looked like a man. Now, this is all bullying and harassment. Instagram said, no, there was no problem. But, when I responded to the comments, when I told one dude he looked like somebody pissed on his face and the piss never came off, you know what Instagram told me? They sent me a letter saying that, if I continue to post these kind of comments on Instagram, then my account can be deleted. So, folks, we already know what's going on, okay? We already know what's going on. Instagram are allowing these people to attack her racially. They're allowing it. They're not deleting, they're not removing the comments when you ask them to be removed. They're not doing that. And this is the kind of stuff that Gwen Berry been kneeling and protesting about. This is why. This is what she been doing. And I don't care. A lot of y'all ain't gonna get to the end of the video anyway, because you're too stupid. You're too dumb to watch the whole video. So I know you don't get to the end of it, but I don't care if you don't like this, men, the race baiting, shut up. I don't want to hear that either. Because you can't tell me if I can't speak out against something that I can't stand that I'm race baiting. I don't race bait. I'm just telling y'all what's going on. This is what happened to her. This is what happened. And I disagree with the treatment that she's been getting. And it's crazy, man, that the girl that won the Olympic trials, her and Gwen Berry, they're friends. They've been friends for a long time. And they tried to ask Deanna Price. They said, Deanna, how do you feel about Gwen Berry turning her back on the national anthem? Deanna Price said, listen, I respect Gwen Berry. I've known Gwen Berry for years, and Gwen Berry has chosen to use her right to protest. And that's something that we can do in this country. That's what Deanna Price said. Now, Deanna Price didn't get any backlash. When you go to Deanna Price's Instagram, guess what they say? Thank you. I'm glad you're representing our country instead of her. Guys, this is what you get. In other words, I'm glad you won and this black bee ain't representing us. Folks, the racism is real. Whether you want to acknowledge it or not, whether you want to, come up, man, stop being a victim, okay? And it's crazy because some of these same people, they'll go to a culture or nationality and they'll say that they experience hate. They'll sympathize. Yeah, man, hate is wrong and, people shouldn't be hated based on what they look like. But a black person say, hey, I'm being discriminated against. Man, stop being a victim. Don't be a victim. Well, Gwen Berry ain't trying to be a victim. She's speaking out. And I tell you, Gwen Berry got ovaries of steel. They trying to silence her, telling Gwen if she keep talking, they gonna kill her. Gwen Berry done amped it up. Y'all ain't finna silence me. She said, I'ma still keep talking. I don't care what you do. Say, I'm finna still talk. And you know the people that's giving Gwen Berry all this hard time, you know the people that's giving her these death threats, the people that's really saying we're gonna kill you, these people, they faceless. They faceless, ain't got no post on their accounts. These people are faceless because they're cowards. They're cowards. In real life, these people are cowards. And they don't want you to know. See, I'm gonna tell you a real one. He have all this information up there. Yeah, I said it. But we know these guys ain't real. We know that there's nothing real about them. And that's why, you know, they're giving Gwen Berry this. But they're not triggered over the fact turn her back on the flag. They're triggered because she's calling out the racism that they know exists in the country. They know that racism exists in the country because they're in the country benefiting from the racism. It's just what it is. Okay? I'm not anti-everything else. Matter of fact, I love everybody. Thing of it is, though, I do understand and I recognize racism because I've experienced it for most of my whole life. And Gwen Berry has too. You got to look at where she came from. See, Gwen Berry experienced racism at a very early age. And I'm talking about, man, she was always discriminated against in her classes. You know, when she was coming up in middle school, you know, Gwen was always, you know, like one of the bigger kids in class. And she was experiencing, Gwen experienced racism in elementary school when she first got exposed to it. And it's like, what do you think she gonna do? What do you think she gonna do? The world around her, Gwen, she can see. And every time you turn around, she's looking at somebody being killed. Okay, or, you know, most of her childhood life, she experienced racism. So what? I mean, she's a protest. She's an activist. And I'm glad Gwen Berry had the guts to speak up for what she believes in. Because that is one of the founding principles that our country is built on.